Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for your daily Reiki micro session. This is a micro session because it's only 5 minutes long, so it's only a tiny little sample or a taste of what Reiki might be able to do for you, just in a super small increment. And so, for those of you who don't know what Reiki is good for, Reiki is mostly well known for being good for medical healing, but it is also good to help with anxiety, with addictions, with depression, with improving relationships, with improving finances, with improved manifestations. So, there's a lot of great things that Reiki is good for. Since I don't know exactly what it is that each of you need out in the world there, what I'm going to do is set the intention for whatever is for your highest and best good. And then for those of you who have something very specific you would like the Reiki to help you with, feel free to go ahead and adjust that intention. Um, and then after we do 5 minutes of Reiki, we'll have 5 minutes of questions where you guys can ask whatever's on your heart or on your mind, and I'll pull out a tarot deck and use my psychic abilities to come up with good, solid answers for you. But first, let's go ahead and focus on the Reiki and do that. All right, so we're starting Reiki at 28 after the hour. That means we will finish it up at 33 after the hour. And hello, hello, welcome. Glad to see you here. That was a fast transition, wasn't it? Gracie G, hola, hola. Gracie's in the house. Thank you on the thumbs up reminder. I appreciate that, Gracie. La da da da. Does anybody have any questions about Reiki while we're doing the Reiki? We have 4 more minutes of Reiki to go. This is a great time to ask whatever questions you may have about Reiki. I am a certified used to be Reiki master, so I'm qualified to answer your questions. Right now, we've already got a lot of energy. I could tell Anne's in the house. We've got a lot of energy flowing into that left side, but we also have a lot of energy going into the full heart chakra and the full base chakra, too. The heart chakra has to do with emotional healing for somebody out there watching this video, either now or later. And then the base chakra has to do with those things that make us feel secure in the world. So, our finances, our income, our home, our family, our romantic relationships in some cases, just those things that impact our security. So when we have Reiki energy flowing into places, then we know that there's some adjustment and some balance being made in those places. So we can expect that our perspective is going to be changed, which changes what comes into us. You need it all. Silver Moon Trust, welcome, welcome. I'm fantastic, my dear. How are you today? Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever did that. I appreciate it. Anybody has questions about Reiki, this is the time to ask. Is that right? No, we have 2 more minutes left of Reiki. Glad to hear that you are okay. Okay is a good place to start off with, and then you can lift off up from there into happiness. We'll take okay. I'm wonderful. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm doing what I love to do for my living. I don't know how it gets better than what I've got in my life. Can you use Reiki to control your sugar? I would think so, because Reiki does help your body to heal, but I would also think that not only is the Reiki going to actually like help you with controlling your sugar, I would think it's going to also give you nudges about your diet that you'll start to like naturally be drawn to things that are better for you and better for your sugar levels. Yeah. Here's what I think, just from my experience with Reiki, I think that I think that it would help to stabilize your sugar, but I also think that it would also give you nudges towards doing things on a tangible level as well. And then also, if you have something going on at a mental and emotional level that is causing you to veer off of healthy sugar intake, it would help with that because that would be the root. So you may end up doing a lot more than just working with your sugar. You may end up finding yourself where you are healing some pretty deep emotional patterns too. And I'm just guessing because I know a lot of people eat like out of comfort. Yeah. And so I want to set your expectations correctly too, Silver Moontress. Um, what they teach us and what I teach in my Reiki classes, and from what I've seen, it's pretty much true. Um, Reiki, okay, so there's basically what we consider two types of injuries. There is a sudden impact type of injury. This would be an emergency situation. You fall out of a moving car, or there's some kind of impact, sudden impact that hurts you. There's something sudden that happens. And then there's also the chronic kind, and the chronic is something that has been building for a long time that you've been dealing with for a while. So, of those two injuries, usually the sudden impact type of injury or the emergency type of injury, that thing that just happens quickly, um, usually can be healed like in one or two sessions, usually one session. Um, the things that happen that build up over time, because Reiki is going in and healing the root of that issue, those roots have been growing over time. So for Reiki to go in and wipe out those roots completely and get you back to straight up good and normal sometimes can take consistent and persistent Reiki because those roots have been growing consistently and persistently. So we want to take the time to come up with an actual action plan that we think would work for you to help you with that. And something like sugar usually is something that's been building for a while. So I don't want to just let you think that one Reiki session will totally cure that. It could, it might. I don't want to take that off the table, but I don't want that to be what your set expectation is. Gracie G, you're really trying to fit it. That would be fantastic, Gracie. That would be fantastic. And you should talk to me about different affordable options that I have too. If you want Reiki, talk to me and let's see what we can do if we can work something out that works for you and works for me. There's Rodney. Namaste, namaste, namaste. How are you today, sir? Angela, waiting to hear. Oh, you put in an application? Excellent. And Gracie, you too. Good, good. I think we're over on the Reiki, but I want to wait and see what Angela has to say about whether she put in an application before I wrap it up. Okay, but the application's in. Now you're just waiting. That makes me happy. I would be so happy if you could get into your own apartment, honey. That would help me to quit worrying about you. At least not as much. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the Reiki. And let's open it up for questions. I'm going to set my timer. You guys go ahead and start putting questions in the chat box, and we'll see what I can knock out in 5 minutes here. By the way, super chats are never required, but always, always, always appreciated. Alrighty, so waiting to hear from the manager. Excellent, excellent. Glad to hear that you are negative on carrying the germs. Sweetness. Aw, you're quite welcome, Gracie. So here's what I want you guys to know about this room. Hang on, I want to stop my timer because I want to talk to you a minute. So this is important, okay? Actually, we're just going to reset it completely. Technical difficulties. Challenges, shall we say. Reset. There we go. Okay, so here's what you guys need to know about the room. I always try to do my best to bring the best energy that I can bring into this room for you guys because that's my service to you, along with the tarot and the Reiki, is for me to be at my best energy possible. But here's what else you guys need to know. You all contribute energy to this room too. It is not just me. So when you guys come into the room, not only is hopefully your energy being lifted by me since I'm trying to be in the highest place possible, but your energy is contributing to the room. So as we get this good energy kind of swirling around in here and creating its own little vortex, guess what? You guys' energy is coming in and swirling, and as it's lifting, it's coming in at a higher vibration as we go. And so that's why we end up with good energy by the end, is because everybody is getting lifted up and everybody is lifting each other up. So that even I, who come in and just started off, end up feeling better at the end of one of these live videos than I did to start with. Isn't that cool? We're all helping each other here. Okay, so let me see about questions. Okay, so what are you asking me here, Rodney? So is landing safe? Can I sit in a plane for the first time ever? No. Let's see. Can Rodney? Let's find out. Are you ready to sit in a plane for the first time ever? Dela, welcome. I don't know that I've seen that name in this room before. Glad you're here. Okay, let me go ahead and get my timer started. All right. Is Rodney ready to sit in a plane for the first time ever now? Because landing is safe. La da 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 da. Okay, so here's what I have to say to you. The short answer for this is yes, Rodney, but I do want to give you a couple more details that showed up here. Okay? I think this is still going to be hard for you. Okay, this is going to be something where you're going to have to really put on your courage suit to do this. Okay, because you still have some anxieties or some fears. So you're just kind of facing this fear. And I think you may be sort of white knuckling it a little bit as you're facing this fear, right? But what comes up here is the strength card right in the middle of this spread. And for me, the middle card is the strongest card. It's the center. It's the pivot point. It's the anchor of my spreads. So this tells me that you're going to be able to do it. No, it's not easy, but you're going to be able to do it through your own strength and through your own courage. So And is it going to help you? I think it's going to help me moving forward to be able to do it a little bit easier the next time. But is it safe? Absolutely, yes. Let's see. Silver Moonstress has a silly question. You want me to to pull out the cards on will you benefit from Reiki? Are you kidding me? I think I have a young guest. Hang on a second while I tell him. I'm working right now, Mr. Whalen. Can we play later? Sorry about the interruption, guys. That's the little 3-year-old neighbor. So I think once this timer goes off, I'll probably do one more question after that because obviously I use time for that. Let's see. Where was I? Oh, so we're doing, will you benefit from Reiki? Gotcha. I see, Rodney. Well, you got a strong yes. Let's see about the details. We start off with the 10 of Cups, which talks about happiness. For me, what I feel as I'm looking at this is more about relaxation and peacefulness. You've got the 4 of Coins. This talks about it actually benefits your material self. Now, coins a lot of times do talk about money. Sometimes they talk about the body. So a 4 of Coins could talk about healing on the body. And really helping you with your energy. For me, this is more about, I think, energy, helping you with energy. It could help you financially too. It kind of depends what the intention is that you're setting. If we set a financial intention, it could help with that as well. Let's see here. What do we have? World in reverse. This basically is saying, kind of going along with what I was telling you earlier, that, this is something that's going to take time. Like, it may not happen just as fast as you want it because when the world's in reverse, this is reaching a target or a goal, but there's a delay there. There's an obstacle there. Okay, so it's not going to happen like lickety split, basically, is what this says. And then we have the Knight of Wands, which would be my only card that would say no. So 4 out of 5 say yes. This one is one that says that you may have a little bit of trouble with staying committed to the path. So this just basically says, heads up, you may not be dedicated to staying committed to the path. And if you're not dedicated to staying consistent with it, that is going to be something that would impact how much effect it would have. And that would also kind of feed into this idea of delays or obstacles with reaching the goal would be by not staying as committed as you want. And then we have the Magician in reverse, which normally I would say this means that you're having trouble manifesting. I think the only thing that really comes up here is basically saying because you might have trouble staying on the path, that this would once again slow down the manifestation. So there's a little bit here about um, commitment level here. All right. So, but this is like, if I look at this on a technicality, this is a yes, a straight up yes. Now, looking at the other details, we've got some heads up there that, you can work with. So the timer went off. I did say I would give you guys one question more after the timer went off because I took time to tell my little friend I'll have to play with him later. So let's see what our next question is. Thank you on the shirt. Let's see. Okay, Angela Lukes is up next. Will Angela be moving into Saucony Manor Apartments? I understand that. I've been trying to be keto or at least keto aware for a while, and every once in a while it's like, That bread looks so good. I got a salad at Panera Bread last weekend when I was out away from the home, and I didn't know they automatically included this piece of fresh made bread, and I was like, okay, I'm only going to have half of that, but I had half of it. All right. Oh, it's not sauce in it, it's sauce on. Okay. Will Angela Luke's be moving into the Sauce and Manor apartments? Are those close to your church? Angela, you get this all the time. It is up to you. How do you get that for so many of your questions, Miss Angela? This is a tie. This is a tie answer. So the first three cards, I know exactly what they mean. I'm looking at these others and say, oh, I think you will actually. It is up to you, but I think that we're leaning more towards you will. So here's the first thing. The first thing is the Four of Coins in reverse, which talks about pulling money out of your pocket. Okay, so it's going to cost a little bit to get in there, I think. You've got the Seven of Wands right after that, which I'm happy to see. That just basically says you've got this. You can hold your own. You've got the money to do it. You're fine. Now, the Two of Pentacles, this to me also is something that talks about money, and it says that you're really, you're kind of juggling. You're juggling. You're taking from Peter to pay Paul for a little bit, but you're making it work. All right. And then we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. To me, this is about, I think that you're hearing other people tell you, no, 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 you can't do it. Who do you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. All right. And this could be, everybody has voices in their head. This could be voices in your head, self-doubt, just talking to you and saying, oh, you can't do it. So I think this is like the heads up that you're going to hear a lot of negative baloney, and you just have to know that that's baloney. If you decide to move in there, that is your decision, and you can do it. Absolutely. And we end with the Tower in reverse. So the Tower in reverse talks about getting back on your feet, about doing things that help you recover from something that has been going on that has been attacking your sense of security. So the idea of where you have been living, for the last little while, this is recovering from living in that place and finding, a calm and peaceful place where you can live and lay down your head and sleep and feel secure and safe and have a little more say so about what's going on in your life and when you show up and when you leave and all of that kind of stuff. Okay. So it looks to me like it's, first of all, it's up to you, but I think that you're leaning towards doing it. I think that financially it's going to be a little bit of a nail biter, but this is going to be a definite improvement and a definite step up for you. And in the long run, we're looking at this is a very good thing for you. So I see that as it's your choice, but there's a lot of positives to doing it. So I hope that you go for it. Okay, so that's the last question that I'm doing today. Dayla, I'm sorry I didn't get to your question, honey. If there are other people here in the chat room that need questions answered, I do offer one question readings or two question readings. And then, of course, I offer live readings too. I don't know if you hear all that noise. That's my young friend out in the yard making noise. Anyway, no distractions today. Anyway, if you would like to have your question answered and you don't want to wait until the next time I come live and try to catch me in the 5 minutes, that would be an option for you. And you can find out how to order a reading like that on my website. It's listed in the description box below, and it's just www.amista.info. But for right now, I want to catch up on conversation. Dayla, where do you actually live? Thank you guys for the thumbs ups too. Kayanat Bakari. Hello, hello. I don't think I've seen you in the room. Glad to have you here, honey bunny. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the subscription and the like. Ah, I understand, Gracie. Yeah, when you miss Reiki, you notice it, don't you? I have noticed that before myself. What does Shaft feel for you? Okay, so that might be a perfect thing for a one question reading. Oh, you love his name. He's named Waylon Cash. He's not going to grow up to be a music man or anything, is he, Gracie G? Go with sourdough. It does have that natural, what do they call that? The mother? You're quite welcome, Rodney. You're from Saudi Arabia. Oh, wow. California would be a huge cultural change. Look at you. I would be happy to answer that question for you, honey. If you can't get me for a one question reading, then try and catch me again later on during the 5 minutes. That would be an interesting thing to look at. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to all of you who have given thumbs ups. Thank you to all of you who do the super chats when you can. Thank you to those of you ordering private readings and private Reiki sessions. Yay, yay, yay. It's because of all of you guys' support that I get to do what I love to do for my living. Whoop, whoop. Everybody have a fantastic day. Peace out.